Sat Shri Akal, my name is Narinder Singh and today's date is 19th of September 2013. I was born in 1927, so you can figure out how old I was. I was at that time president and head of a company that I used to run, Captron. Yes, I was very much in Palo Alto at our office in Greenway on Bayshore Drive. Oh, it was all over. CNN and the news and radio, all the information in every form. It was here in a very short time. My reaction was very severe. I thought that attack on Golden Temple was a very serious thing that Indira Gandhi did. Probably one of the worst mistakes she ever made in her life. And she paid for it, but worse than that, the Sikh community paid for it. Mm-hmm. In a very bad way. In those days, there were not that many Sikhs in this area, but the Sikh Foundation was very much around. Sikh Foundation in another few years is going to be 50 years old. It's probably the second largest Sikh organization in the United States. The first one was the Stockton Group. We formed a group, the trustees of the Sikh Foundation got together and we decided that we could do a number of things to counter it. And one of the things that we did was we hired a PR person, a very impressive PR person, and prepared full-page ads into New York, Washington, Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. These were full-page ads, which on top of that was a picture of Golden Temple with bullet holes going through it, and life of the Sikhs, and the story about the Sikh story. We naively thought, having that kind of an ad, the Americans would know what it's all about. But unfortunately, it's not the case. I think the Jews do a much better job because they let the world know about Holocaust. Every week there's a story on radio, television, all over the place, reminding the world of Holocaust. And in our case, we just did it once. We assumed the Americans would know, but they didn't. They had no idea what the Sikhs are about. In November '84, I was also here. Yeah. It was equally terrible. It was just very, very bad. Yeah. Well, I think that the Sikhs at large were deeply hurt and visibly mad at the government of India because of the horrible thing that they did to the Sikhs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, my brother was traveling in a train and that was attacked, but he fortunately survived. This was from Moradabad to Delhi. But I tell you, 31st of December, what was the date? When Indira Gandhi died. October. Mm-hmm. When that happened, and a horrible thing happened. My mother was in Dehradun, and she was not well, and on that day she also died. And my brother was there, and my father was also there, but he was old. So my brother wanted to take my mother's body for cremation, and there were riots going on in Dehradun, and they had to put my mother's body on a truck to take it to the. It was horrible. The most horrible thing that could happen to one's mother. Yeah. In India, yes, some of them are moved abroad, but a lot of them are still in. Yes, and I think my brother gets very mad at the whole thing, but the younger people They don't even remember. Frequently we talk about that. It's something that we, the Sikh community, has to do something about. And there are many different ways of memorializing that event, but none of that has gone far enough at all. And this is almost 27 years ago. I can't believe it. No, it did not affect me in a psychological form, but I was quite unhappy about it. This PR group that we had arranged for me to appear on a number of television shows and radios and so on. And they were quite good, as a matter of fact. One of them I was interviewed for almost an hour. And it was very, very, I have a copy of that interview with me. It was, so we were very, very sad about the whole situation. But no, I wouldn't say there's any psychological effect per se. Well, I think the stated story is, and even the Congress people basically say that the Sikhs were getting much too strong in Punjab. They were worried about them getting together and try to get a separate state, which is what Indira Gandhi didn't want. And I think that's their stated statement. But I think that Indira Gandhi had some bad advisors. There was a person with the name of Dhawan, for example, who gave him very bad advice on this thing. They should never have done that. And furthermore, they didn't have to attack the Golden Temple. They could have just surrounded it. And after a few weeks, they'll be running out of food and everything. But they just wanted to teach the Sikhs. I saw it coming at least a year before that, yes. As I mentioned to you before, we wrote I sent a telegram to Indira Gandhi basically saying, we have a large number of Sikhs living abroad and we can bring a number of them down there to talk to you, to talk to the other Sikh leaders and bring you together. And there was no answer to that. Well, lots of things about 1984 that needs to be done. You know, every morning when I pray and we refer to our martyrs, and I'm saying to myself, thousands of Sikhs died. Now compare that for an instant with what happened in the United States at 9/11. In 10 years, when 9/11 happened, they built a phenomenal memorial with laser lights going to the skies and a museum at the underground and all that. Hey, we had more people killed and we haven't done anything about that at all. And that's the worst part of us as a community. We really need to do something.